Hey everyone, Andrew Lopez with Partner Channel OC coming at you again. Very excited for another guest from Gigasavvy. Thank you so much for letting me be here, and we have Riley Insko here with us. Very excited to kind of tell her story and what she provides here at Gigasavvy. So Riley, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Absolutely. So I have had a passion for two things for my entire life, which is people and telling their stories. And it wasn't until the end of college that I really realized I can make a job out of this. I can tell people stories to help them in their businesses, to drive results, get customers, but also have a personal element that will make them stand out from the rest of their industry. So I was never one of those people that said, I want to be, a lawyer when I grow up, or I want to be an astronaut. I just knew that I loved people and I loved stories. So in my career, I recently am a college grad. I found myself networking, trying to find that community of people and where I could fit in and what that looked like. So I found in Orange County the American Advertising Federation of Orange County 2 years ago, almost 3, I think. And I was still in college at the time, and I decided that these were the people that I wanted to align with. And I found myself meeting Rachel Svoboda, who is now currently with Gigasavvy as a partner. But at the time, she was running her own agency called Sunday Brunch. And I met her, fell in path with her. She says, why don't you join the board? And I, as a junior in college, I said, sure, that sounds amazing. And my career took off from there, all through the power of connections, all through the power of building genuine relationships and finding where my calling, my passions, and my talents all intersected. So out of college directly, I worked in-house for a single-family rental company as in-house in their marketing department, gained amazing experience, hands-on, and now I am an account supervisor with Gigasavvy, working with Rachel. So I've been able to align myself both with the analytical side of the business and the creative side. So it's kind of my story in a really quick nutshell.
I love it. No, it's cool. Cheers to the young ones out there like us who are really getting it done. I love that.
Yes.
It sounds like that working with the Federation really kicked your career off.
It sure did.
And that's a huge kind of part of what's made you where you are today.
I absolutely attribute that. And so one of the things that I am deeply passionate about is for college students to begin networking early. Networking is a scary, scary word when you're in college, because you think that networking is all about the value that you can provide or the value that someone else can provide you, when really all that networking is about is forming genuine relationships, seeing what value you can offer, maybe not directly from your title or from your experience, but from who you are as a person, what your passions and your talents are. So when I was a junior in college, I will never forget my very first networking event. I walked in to this networking event. I was the only person under 35, definitely the only person in college. And I walked into Blue Sea Advertising in Costa Mesa, and I was slightly overwhelmed. I'm a naturally outgoing person, but it was definitely intimidating. And I was there, I was learning, I was talking to people, but before I left, I said, well, I really have to give this my all. I have to really put myself out there. And so I call this the power of the ask, by the way. You don't know what you can get unless you ask for it, and the worst thing that can happen is someone says no. So I said to myself, who owns this agency? And so I found the owner of the agency. His name's Eric Morley. And I said, hi, Eric. My name's Riley. I'm a college student, and I really want to learn more about your agency. Can we get together for coffee? And he said yes. Not only did he say yes, but he brought me to his office. We had a whiteboarding session where he said, you're here. And he kind of drew a little dot. And he said, this is where you could be if you went this way. And this is where you could be if you went this way. And he gave me a roadmap for what it looked like. So from that networking event came a mentor, came a natural relationship, came connectivity, where I was then connected to the entire networking association in Orange County, all because I asked a simple question and I put myself out there, not because I was looking for anything. Truly, I wasn't looking for a job. I wasn't looking for an internship. I truly just wanted to learn more. And I guarantee you that if college students went out there and just started asking questions, they wouldn't be hitting senior year saying, oh no, what do I do now? Because it's all about putting yourself out there, throwing it out to chance, and positioning yourself to take strategic opportunity of whatever happens. So.
And what's crazy is, in that whole networking event, you were the only one to ask a question.
I was the only one to walk up to Eric Morley and ask a question, and I'm very fortunate, by the way, that it was Eric Morley, because I've gotten lots of no's in my life. I have gotten lots of doors slammed in my face. I've gotten people saying, you know, you don't have the experience, you know, you're not what we're looking for. But I've also had the select people who have said yes. And honestly, I would not be in the career that I am today, the position that I am today, if I wouldn't have asked those questions, and if those people wouldn't have said yes. So, and I think that the number one, I don't know how to say this, goal, rule, is that the yes can't be driven by you needing something or you wanting something. It should be driven by you wanting to give something. And there's no better way to build value for yourself and build values for others than by starting by giving. So as someone who's young in the industry, I don't have a lot to offer, but I have a lot to give. So when you're looking for an internship or you're looking for that new job opportunity, why don't you take a look at the company that you want to work for, put together a deck for them and send it over and say, hey, I took a look at your website, and here's things that I noticed that I'd love to share value with you for. You know, create value, create opportunity, instead of, hey, I'm a college student and I want a job. No one's going to give it to you. No one's going to give it to you, because you're asking and you're taking and you're giving your generation a bad name. And we laugh about this as young people in the industry. But I genuinely have a passion for people who create value through giving. And I think that that's something that you align with as well.
Yeah, very much so. That's why I started Partner Channel OC. I wanted to really give individuals the platform to tell their story and kind of highlight the ones who really, really took advantage of that and asked those questions and said, you know what, I might be nervous, I might be shaking in my boots because I'm a new college grad, but I actually asked the question.
Yeah.
So I love that. Thank you for kind of highlighting on that and kind of telling us your career path and what got you here. And what is your role here at Gigasavvy?
My role here is I'm an account supervisor. So I work in if you haven't seen Rachel Svoboda's episode yet, go check out Rachel Svoboda's episode, because she kind of gives a full background of the agency that I work for, which is Gigasavvy. But currently I'm an account supervisor on the boutique select side, which basically means that Gigasavvy has full-service marketing for the big brands in the traditional agency style, but they also have launched, through Rachel, a small business boutique select customized tactical unit, if you will, where we take on brands who have very specialized needs, and we curate teams specifically for those needs on a smaller scale instead of launching $2 million apps. So still very valuable, very needed, and very personal. I am one-on-one with my clients. It's kind of a joke, where I'm a part-time therapist, part-time friend, part-time account supervisor, and part-time whatever else you might need for that day, photographer, videographer, whatever it is. It all kind of works together, but I also pull in the experts when I need them. So that's kind of where I'm at, where I get to engage with the creative side of me, which is strategy, brand development, telling those stories, but it also is that analytical space where I'm driving real results for businesses. And that is where my passion is, absolutely.
I love it. I love how you really, really care about the industry, and you care about the people in the relationship.
Yes,
the relationship is everything. I mean, you can be, hey, this and this is what we do, on the whole take model. I want to take your business and do this with it, but there's really a huge kind of what I would call like a niche, right? Where it's all about the give. And you really, and in baseball, I'm a baseball player growing up. And
I love it.
You always want to be the utility player. I can play second, I can play short, I can play right field if you need me, coach. And it sounds like in the professional world, and what you do here at Savvy is you're the utility player. You want to be a part of everybody's business. Whether you're having a bad day, hey, I'm here for you. Yes, we do marketing for you, but I'm here to kind of, it's a relationship. It's more than just the transaction. It's more than just the marketing. It's more than just the deck that you can present to somebody. It's the relationship. It's the personality. And I love how you really, really have figured that out and really crafted that into your profession.
Absolutely. And honestly, that's where the marketing industry is going. There's no more of this transactional, What do you want to give me and I can give you? That doesn't pay off in the same way that a relationship does.
Exactly.
And I loved your utility player analogy. We've used the analogy of a Swiss Army knife or, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it absolutely goes back to what can you give? What can you offer? What value can you create? Because the transaction, that's just the beginning. If anything, that's before it even starts. The second that my client signs, it turns into, where are we going to go now? What are we going to build? Because what we're working on at this very moment, that could just be the chapter 1, phase 1. And I want to take them to wherever else they want to go. So definitely, and I love getting a chance to highlight that.
Of course. No, that's what we're here. That's the point of this, is we're sharing the stories and highlighting the ones who are really, really going after it.
Love it.
In light of Partner Channel OC, as everyone who watches knows, this is kind of the concrete question, and what I love to talk about is, Riley, how do you value partnership in your business?
Yeah. I think to articulate it even more clearly, partnership is marketing. Partnership is driving results through relationship. Partnership, to me, shows people, oh, me too. Oh, I agree with that. We are aligned. And it kind of makes things more personable. It makes it easier to approach. I personally started a Instagram account called OC Coffee Culture. I spent my high school and college years as a barista at Starbucks. And the best experience ever, by the way, is waking up at 3 a.m. after you stayed up till midnight studying and going to your shift and then going to your classes. I mean, it's insane, but it was a really great time in my life. But one thing that I really fell in love with, and maybe this sounds odd, but I actually fell in love with marketing at that time, was when I saw the power of connectivity as a barista. People didn't come into Starbucks to buy a $6 latte because it was stellar coffee. People came in to buy a $6 latte because I remembered their kids' names, because I remembered where they worked, because I was able to smile at them at 4 in the morning. That's why. That's the power of building a brand. That's the power of connectivity. So I started an Instagram account after my barista days ended called OC Coffee Culture. The entire point is to build the coffee community together, highlighting boutique coffee shops in Orange County, highlighting the owners, their stories, giving them a platform and giving them a space, kind of similar to your vision, where people can find these specialty coffee shops. So it's OC Coffee Culture that truly, for me, is a passion project, but it embodies the connectivity factor, the why factor. We all know about Simon Sinek's golden circles, right? And the why is the middle. And the why is the driving force of why we do things in our businesses and how we shape our businesses. So connectivity is all of those things to me. But to me, it's the fundamental piece behind marketing, behind branding, behind business, behind community development, and honestly, through success. Because if I didn't have the people that were around me, there's no way that I could be where I am and where I am in my career. So it is everything to me.
Partnership is everything, as we've highlighted on this show. And I think just even in your coffee example, I mean, you're really being a partner to local, small coffee shops who are trying to get their name out there. You might be, I'm not a coffee snob, I drink coffee every morning, but I'm not, flavor and everything. But really, it's not about having the best coffee. It's about having that relationship with people. It's the Starbucks example. Yes, it's not, the greatest cup of coffee, but the fact that you had people coming every morning with their kids at 4 in the morning before ice skating or hockey practice or whatever it was, that is why they drove. Maybe they drove an extra 10 miles to come see you because they know that every Tuesday, Thursday, whatever your schedule was, they knew that they were going to get great service and a good smile and the relationship.
Absolutely. It's the ROI of relationships is kind of how I put this into perspective. My account that I started is truly because I believe that when we create value for people with asking for nothing in return, so I'm not charging these coffee accounts, or coffee shops to be on the account. There's nothing like that. It's truly where I'm trying to create value and create a space for these coffee shop owners and for college students or individuals who are looking to support small business. Because truly the relationships that come from that are unparalleled. And a rising tide lifts all ships. So there's a way to really push into that and understand that the relationships drive your ROI in the end.
I think it's a beautiful thing. Everything you got going on here and kind of your the story and what you've really kind of crafted for yourself and with the OC coffee culture.
Thank you.
I love what you've done, and as I always joke, it's the young ones out there that are trying hard to
Yes.
really capture the essence of helping people out and having the relationship. So Riley, thank you so much for being on the show. I love your story. I love your energy.
Thank you.
I'm going to go ahead and put Riley's contact info below. Reach out to her. She will take great care of you here with your marketing and your branding, but also if you're looking for a great cup of coffee, she is the expert here in town. So I'll put all her contact and her page down below. Once again, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
This has been awesome.
I love it.
And I'm very glad that you've been here for the beginning of this. So,
thank you.
Once again, Andrew Lopez, Partner Channel OC. I'll put this on LinkedIn, I'll put it on YouTube, and my website, www.partnerchannelOC.com. Thanks, everybody. Cheers.
Thank you.